Looks like it's time. Let's go. Hello. Hello, I'm just cleaning out a pipette because I realized that I could probably use one and I didn't really have a clean pipette to use. So I'm trying to get some resin out of here. And it's going okay. So we're gonna do a bunch of different things today. The title is obviously purple and blue because I've got a couple of sets of dice I'm gonna do that are gonna have kind of a purple and blue sort of theme to them. But I do have other things to work on as well, which I will go through in just a second. Alright, sorry, I've almost got this. There we go. Now I've got a pipette I can use. Alright, you can see I have purple and blue chips laid out here, and that's because I'm still trying to figure out what colors I want to use for one of the things. So, purple and blue. Few things. First up, I have a jumbo D20 that I'm going to make. That's going to be, my plan is to do a dirty pour that is purple and blue. I'm still kind of deciding what all colors I want to do. I'm debating whether I want kind of this pinkish color in there because it's kind of nice. But I have some other fun things that I'm going to add as well. Some multi-chrome purple blue flakes and some other just, slight shimmer. I'm debating whether I want to add glitter because I worry it'll sink. I guess I could pour it when it's a little bit later, actually. Yeah, I could add glitter to this. I have some glitter over here that maybe we'll use. So we've got that. I also want to do a set of dice. I have my molds here. I want to do a set of dice that has purple and blue flowers in it. So I need to look through all my flowers and pick out purple and blue ones to put in them. I think maybe purple and blue, and then maybe some iridescent flakes. I think some iridescent flakes would be nice, and a little bit of shimmer. Is there anything else? Oh, what was this? Oh, I'm being hosted. Thanks, Maggie. Thanks for the host. I'm just figuring out what exactly I want to do here. But yeah, but anyways, purple and blue flowers, I think maybe with a little bit of iridescent flakes, just because I think that would be kind of pretty. Debating whether there's anything else I want to put in there as well. Some other sort of glitter, maybe a little bit of just shimmer, because I think that could be fun. I'll look through the flowers and see what we have. I'm going to do the last layer of this set of dice. This set of dice has a few layers in it already. I'm doing good. I've got a little bit of a sore throat today, so I'm hoping that doesn't become an issue in the stream. But anyways, I have these colors. Maybe it's a little bit hard to see. I can move them a little bit closer. But I have these colors already in there, and then we're going to add that color. It's going to be mixed with white so that it's more opaque, but that should finish these off, which I'm excited about. It'll be nice to have that set done and out of the way. Oops. Okay. And I've got my ink set up off to the side here and everything. I've also got a set of blanks here, so ones that don't have numbers on them and that will fit inside of my dice, and I'm going to fill them up part way with this sort of sea green blue. It looks more blue on camera, I think, but it's kind of sea green. It's a blue that's a little bit greenish, but it's called sea green. But I'm going to fill it up part of the way because I'm going to use those as bases to then attach inclusions onto, and then put those into the molds. So I want to do that. So I don't need a ton of resin there. I have this set of dice that we poured, I think we poured last time, where I poured half of the die, and it's just a solid, kind of shimmery green color. Just kind of solid shimmery green color. And I need to figure out what I want to do in the other half. I was originally thinking gold for to match a collab that I'm doing. But I think I've got the dice that I need for that. I think I've got that figured out. So we could do pretty much anything we want there. I think something with like glitter for sure. But I haven't decided on what color I want to do with that green. I don't know. I could still do gold. Like, that is still an option. Gold's always a good, easy choice. I mean, we could do some like iridescent flakes and then some sort of foil. That could be fun. I got, I think not for this, but I got black foil recently, and I want to use that at some point. It seems fun. Anyways, what am I missing? I think that's everything. We might have a little bit of resin left over. If we do, we can try and make some jewelry or something. But I think first up, I want to start figuring out what I want to do for this jumbo D20. So I've pulled out some things already. Got my mold. I pulled out all my blues and my purples. I mean, there was a few different color options for this D20, but I don't know. The blue and purple kind of spoke to me a little bit because one, I knew that I had like multi-chrome flakes that went between blue and purple, and I thought that'd be pretty. And then also I knew that I had this glitter, which is like blue and purple. I was like, that could also be pretty. And then I think I want to do a dirty pour because I haven't done one in a while, and they're always really fun. So I'm just deciding what all I want to include in that. I think I'm going to do a bunch of different resin colors, and then I'm going to do like a purple ink on top of that, so that will be kind of like more thin lines, and everything else will be a little bit softer blended together. Purple and white. Which actually I'll grab those. There's the violet. Oh, turning violet. There's the violet. So I think we'll do that. That'll be a pretty purple color. I think I want a somewhat translucent color for the multi-chrome flakes and the glitter and stuff. I do like the like bright shimmery blue. I think it'd be nice to have something opaque in there. We could obviously go with a purple, but I like this blue. I feel like this blue would be pretty. And then that would just be by itself. But the multi-chrome, I'm gonna have the purple swirls on top, so I guess we'll get some purple in there. I worry that I don't have enough purple here. I guess this kind of pinkish color, might actually work out. I mean, I could add a bunch of like purple glitters and stuff to this. And so it would have a little bit of that pink, but then it would also have, it'd maybe make it like a little bit darker almost. What if I did a combo of like these glitters, this like blue and then like this dark purple glitter maybe with this kind of more pinkish purple color. And then I think I want a translucent blue maybe for the multi-chrome here. I guess the real question is, do I want to do this kind of lighter blue, or do I want to go for like a darker blue? That one's maybe a little bit similar. I could go for like a nice dark blue. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, just let me know when it's all ready. It's all ready. I have it sitting off to the side, ready to ship whenever you're ready for it to be shipped. So just let me know. Just let me know. Actually, I still need to like wrap it up and put it in an envelope, but it is all of the items are done. Thinking almost maybe like this dark blue. I think that might have a little bit more. What's the word I'm looking for? contrast. Contrast is the word I'm looking for. My brain's not working today. I don't know that I want, So this is Interference Violet, and it looks white here. But if it has a dark background, it looks like this. And so if it was over some of these, it might appear a little bit more purple. So maybe that by itself, or I could do that mixed with a little bit of this, maybe. Maybe I could mix those together. This one is also kind of a multi-chrome, and it's also kind of a pink purple to yellow. It says it's gold, red, purple. It's kind of a pinky purple color for the most part. So maybe we'll mix these together just so that we have like a little bit of something lighter in there. I've got a little bit of shimmer here that I was thinking of using, but I guess we can use a little bit of that in here with all the glitter. Yeah, I think that'll work. Let's grab all of the pieces for this. I think those are good colors. So, let's get it off to the side. I don't think I want that glitter. We'll put that away. We've got this glitter that we're gonna do with grape. There's grape. Let me just set these up here so I have them kind of out of my way. This one's gonna be an ink on top, and I have my little Tide How It Do. Going good here. Going good here. I'm figuring out what I want to do for this blue and purple Jumbo D20. I think I have it figured out now. I'm going to do that with that too. So these we're just going to do like this. Hi Robbie, how you going? Wow, no one can words today. How are you, Robbie? How are you doing? There we go. I figured out the words. I'm so proud of myself. Just finished watching some Mike Tyson mysteries with some friends. Oh, that's fun. And then Brilliant Blue. I believe that's this one. Brilliant Blue. Yes, that's Brilliant Blue. Okay, I think I've got all of my colors for that. And that's going to be a dirty pour. We'll probably do it towards the end. Hi, Mountain Tree. I actually remembered to like post to social media and stuff that I was streaming this time. It's a first. Okay, so we've got that figured out. Ooh, oh, I like snickerdoodles. I do like snickerdoodles. What's the plan? So I'm gonna do a blue and purple dirty pour Jumbo D20. That's what I was just figuring out, which blues and which purples and what glitters and stuff I wanted to use. And I think I have it kind of figured out at this point. We're gonna do a bunch of glitter with kind of this more, what size is the Jumbo? What size is the Jumbo? Is it like, oh, I can't remember. Can't remember off the top of my head. It's like 30 something. I have one over here. Let me. There it is. Here's a Jumbo D20 versus, let me find a regular one for you. So there's the Jumbo versus a regular D20. I think it's like 30-ish. It's somewhere around, I think it's somewhere around the 30 millimeter mark. I can't remember exactly. I measured it. I've measured all my dice at some point. It's a dirty pour because I spill it everywhere. I mean, true, but you didn't have to say it. Oh, the kind of like pinkish purple. I like this purple. I like purple though, let's be real. But I'm gonna do that with a bunch of glitter, a drop of ink, purple, this nice bright cooler purple with some ink on top, some glittery stuff, and then some blue with some like multi-chrome flakes and stuff. We're going very like shimmer, a lot of different shimmery and glittery things. So there's that. I'm gonna do the last Ooh, the cooler. Oh, yeah, this one. I really like this one. I'm going to do the last pour on this set of dice that I've done a few layers on now. Grab the layers. So we've done this so far. We've done like a green and orange, a purple with some glitter in it, and well, it says it's sea green. And then I'm going to do this kind of purple. Actually, should we do that instead? No, actually, I think I like that purple better. But we're going to do this with some white so that it's more opaque. And so it's going to have all of those layers in there. So I'm going to finish that one off, which is exciting. And that's just going to be simple. Just this mixed with some white. I have a set of blank dice over here. So they're ones that don't have numbers on them, so they can fit inside my dice molds. I'm going to fill them up about halfway with this shimmery blue-green color. And I'm going to use them as a base to then attach some polymer clay inclusions to, and then I'll put those into the molds. I have this set of dice that I filled halfway. I think it was last time I streamed, and it just has kind of like a shimmering green in it. This is what we're gonna actually figure out next here. I don't know what I want to do in the other half of these. It's just a solid shimmering green, so it might be fun to do something a little bit more crazy on this side, something with maybe a bunch of glitter, or I don't know. I could do like iridescent flakes and gold foil. That always looks good. Iridescent flakes and gold foil always looks good. I'm just looking at a bunch of like glitters and stuff over here. I don't know what I want to do on this side. So if anybody has any ideas of what I should do with this, it's kind of a tealy green, but it is green. But what I should pair with this green color on the upper half of these dice. I've got, oh, you know what I mean, like I got copper foil flakes. That could look really good with this green. That's an option. I can always do, oh no, okay, you're excluded from this, Robbie, it's okay. I could do gold. I could do, you know, like a different green glitter. Or, I mean, we could do something crazy. We could add little half circles that are like pearlescent, and then do gold foil over that. I did that with a black one at one point. You're not taking notes for the test. How could you? We could also do like some sort of like chunky glitter if we wanted to, because it'll only fall halfway. The problem with chunky glitter, so stuff like this. Ooh. Stuff where it's like really, really big flakes. See how big those flakes are of the glitter? The problem with this is that if you put it in the resin, it'll sink. Which usually you don't want. That's actually kind of the biggest trouble with resin and like with the chunky glitter. Where was I going with that statement? But that's part of the reason I don't use a ton of chunky glitters, just because it sinks. You can kind of get it to work if you pour the resin at the last possible second. You can get it to suspend. I've done that before, but that does also make it more likely to have like air bubbles and stuff in there. So you can end up with gaps and stuff in the dice, which is just like, because it's easy for the air to get trapped in the really thick resin. But I don't care as much if it sinks in this, because you'll still be able to like see it. It'll just be kind of like an extra layer in between the kind of opaque greenish color and then whatever we do on top. So we could do some sort of chunky glitter. We could always do something, add some sort of like little, I don't know, I have like little fake gears and stuff. Could do something like that. Add some like little gears, or yeah, that could be kind of cute. Do like little gears in here, and then maybe add like a little bit of like copper. That could be cute. What else do I have? What else do I have? I mean, I've got like little stars and stuff too, but I don't know if that goes. I haven't seen him yet. I haven't seen him yet, so maybe he'll show up and you guys can actually interact for the first time ever. I kind of feel like almost like a holographic glitter might be pretty with this green. Maybe we should do something with holographic glitter. What if I did like holographic glitter, copper foil, copper foil and iridescent flakes? Do you think that'd be too much? Would that be too much? That might be too much. Time when ends it's a paradox. Oh, maybe it's better that he doesn't then. I think not the gears. But if anybody has any ideas on what they think would look the best with the green color, just a solid shimmery green. I've run out of cocoa. It's okay, it's cold now anyways. Oh, hopefully my voice holds up. Oh, I could do these. I have this weird holographic glitter. Green and gold is a good combo. I was originally going to do gold. That was my original plan, was to do gold. I mean, it does also make me think of my high school, because that was my high school colors. But yeah, I was originally thinking of doing gold. So I could still do gold. I do think green and copper is also a good color combo though too. Yeah, I think I'm between maybe metallic. So maybe between the gold, like holographic, and copper. I think that's where I'm at. I should, yeah, I know, they all seem good. That's what I'm saying, like, I should figure out how to set up polls in the chat. And then all three of you can actually, you know, vote and stuff. Your school is blue and gray? So every time you see, like, something that is blue and gray, do you think of your high school? Because that is invariably what happens now. I see green and gold together and I'm just like, all right, yep. High school colors. I think I have a couple of sets in my shop that are copper and green, so let's not do copper. I think the gold. Let's just stick with the gold. We're gonna stick with the gold. Should I do? I could also do like gold and iridescent flakes. That's fair. That's fair. I've been out of high school for a while now. I might be helping plan our class reunion. It sounds like, but we'll see. We'll see if anything happens with that. Which gives you an indication the school is meant. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I had fun in high school. Because I was part of marching band. I had a lot of fun in marching band. Fond memories of that. Only went downhill after graduating. Oh dear. So we could do a bunch of different golds. I mean, I could do a bunch of gold glitter. Oh, the school you mean, not your life. Okay. I mean, we could do a bunch of like gold glitters. Which is kind of what let's just go with the original plan. We're just gonna do a bunch of gold glitter. We're just gonna do a bunch of gold glitter. I'm waffling around because I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna go with my original plan, which was to mix a whole bunch of different gold things together and put them in. Okay. Last thing I need to set up. I want to do a set of dice that have blue and purple flowers in them. Let me make some space here so I can set some things down. I know I'm going to need a little bit of space so I can pull out some flowers. Okay. me grab some flowers and we can start putting some things together. So I've got these, which are a nice purple color. I've got so many random flowers and stuff. I have another thing of flowers too. But we can start figuring out what we want from this, I think. Just gonna pour that out. So I want purple and I want blue. So I definitely want some of these because I think these are nice and bright, which will be excellent. Because I do want some saturation. That's the thing with drying my own flowers, is that quite often they just don't end up that saturated. School board is terrible, many teachers leaving and superintendent quitting and lots of drama. I think there's a lot of that going around right now. My dad teaches school, and it sounds like this year has just been filled with drama. Both the kids and the adults. You have family involved with the school district still. And it also sounds like everyone that, you know, tries to get on the school board and stuff has some soapbox or something that they're trying to push, and that's why they went on the school board. So, yeah, doesn't surprise me. Doesn't surprise me, unfortunately. Alright, let's grab a few of these. These look almost black. They're like a very, very dark reddish purple. It's kind of hard to see. So let's do some of those. Got these, which are kind of bluish. Well, I'll just set those in there for now. Got these, which are some forget-me-nots. Just looking through what I've got here. These might be too big. I have some pressed flowers here that are blue. But they might be too big. Well, let's set those off to the side for now. Set those off to the side. What have I got in here? I think I'll probably end up adding a few kind of like white flowers and stuff too, which is a-okay. I think maybe those ones, maybe one of these, but I want to do mostly blue and purple. I have some really light purple kind of fluffy bits. I have a vision, you guys. I am thinking that also with this, I want to do maybe some iridescent flakes. I think that would look really pretty with the blue and the purple. I feel like that's a good combo. Blue and purple and a little bit of iridescent, and then I'm going to ink them in like white. I think that'd be nice. I think that would be nice, so I'm going to do it. Alright. That's plenty of that. I do have some maybe kind of purplish roses. Let me see what I can do with that. Let me put these away. Because I've got like this one. This one's going to be too big. But you can see it's kind of purplish. So I'm thinking maybe I can find some that are a little bit smaller maybe. I'm going to pull out that selection of plants in just a moment here. Alright, let me set these. I got you flowers. Happy birthday. Alright, let me set these up and out of the way. Up and away. And I'll grab our next selection. Alright, let's look in here. So here's those. They're pink roses, but they look kind of purplish. So I think they would work well for what I want them for. If there's any that are small enough, that's gonna be the trick. That one might be if I cut it down a little bit. Here's a petal that I think might work. That's true. I might be able to steal some flower petals actually from here that are kind of purplish. They're kind of pinkish too, but I think let's throw these flower petals in. I think those will work. It's good. It'll help kind of widen the spectrum of colors there a little bit, so that it's not just like all blue purples. We'll get some kind of pinkish purples in there too. But I do want to see, do I have any roses themselves that are small enough? I don't know that I do. These are all a little bit big. I might be able to like cut this down so that it's smaller. Like cut the back off of it. I don't know if I want to though. Like I don't know if it's worth it or not to actually cut off the back of this. Do I want to do that, or do I think I'm just gonna steal some of the petals from here. I mean, this one maybe I'll take. It's a little bit darker, but it's also a little bit smaller. I'll put that one in there. We can decide if we want it or not. I'll set a couple off to the side and we can decide. I'll grab this one. It's not that as pretty as the other ones. I'll put that away. I don't think anything else in here is particularly like purple or blue. I've got some red roses. I guess these are kind of purple. Maybe we could steal a couple of those. Actually, I think I saw one of those. Let me just grab it. I think I have one of those off to the side. It's again kind of a pinkish. Hi, Jen. Have fun lurking. I'm finding flowers, if you couldn't tell. Alright, let's see. That's good enough. I think I have one of these kinds of flowers just sitting off to the side somewhere. I'm just seeing if I have any other, like, kind of... Oh! I have some, I'll grab some of this. This is, lavender. Grab some little lavender flowers. Let me see if I have one of these. I do have one of those. We'll grab that. Let's grab a little lavender. I haven't even opened this lavender yet, I don't think. We'll grab, oh, it smells strongly of lavender. But we'll grab a few lavender flowers because they're kind of a bluish color. So I think those will be good. Doesn't hurt to have a few extra. And then we've got this here, which is one of these. It's maybe a little bit more pink. Is it a little bit more pink than these ones? No, it's not the same. Maybe there's a little bit of variation between these. Like, I feel like some of them are maybe a little bit more purple than others. This one seems a little bit more purple. Yeah, this one seems a little bit more purple. I'll throw that in there. Hi, lurking, I'm Liz. Yeah. And then one last place to check for flowers. Actually, two. We've got two places. The first one is the flowers that my cat likes to try and eat. There's a kind of blank shelf up above where this is. And one of the cats likes to sit up there and chew on these. I hope they're not poisonous. But it's because it's one of her favorite pastimes. Just sitting up there, chewing on these plants, whatever they are. But there's some little kind of purpley. The flowers themselves are actually kind of purpley, so I'm going to steal a couple of those. Here's a good little clump. Let's see if I can. You can kind of see the color there. It's kind of purpley. Grab a little bit of that. Alright, now for the last place to look. And that is these here. Which is pretty much the flowers that I've dried myself at one point or another. Let's see what we... Ah! Hello, also lurking. Glad you guys could come hang out. Alright, let's figure out... I've got some of these already. I've kind of used quite a few of my purple flowers. I'll grab a few more of these because I think these are maybe a little bit brighter. grab a few more of those. And then I have these flowers here. They have some little purple bits on them. I think these would work well. The flowers themselves are kind of purpley. They're very like light, but they're kind of purpley blue, which is the colors that I'm going for. So grab a few of those. Oh, this is kind of purpley as well. Grab that. I'm gonna actually have to go like find more flowers and dry them. It's been a while since I've actually grabbed flowers and dried them. Come on, leaves. Go back into your little spot. I know I hit you with my arm. Okay. Is there any other kind of purplish ones that I want to add? I've got some like bachelor buttons in here. I'll grab a few of the like fallen off bits from that. They're kind of a purpley blue. They're just kind of in the bottom here. Alright, I think we probably have enough. I'll answer both of these questions. Do the colors of the flowers come out more when put in the resin? It depends. Not really. I think they get darker. Some of the flowers, they just get darker. And so if they're a really light color, you know, it might make it appear a little bit brighter because it's just making it a darker color. But for the colors, the ones like like wet rocks, like the ones here that are like really dark purple, sometimes they'll look almost black in the resin. And then Robbie asked, how many knickknacks have I got in this room? You swear I have almost. What you need to understand is that I'm a hoarder, and I save like everything for craft projects, which is a little bit of a problem. But I have so much random junk that I've just been like, I could use this for an arts and crafts project at some point. And I finally did that a little bit with the crow painting that I did a while back, where I went and glued a whole bunch of random junk to the canvas, like the crow was. I'm running a pawn shop. No, it's just like random junk. I've got so much random crap in here. What have I got this? Well, you know about the bag of cat hair that I have. That was just all flowers. I have a thing of little tiny rocks over here. What's this one? This one might have like, what's in here? Oh, this has a spare key, some screws and stuff, and then a bunch of like random game pieces. Whee! I have a bunch of like old ribbon and things like that. What's going on? Oh, thanks for following. Roll the dice. Hi, how you doing? Welcome. Glad you could join us. I think I'm just getting everything laid out. I think I've got all of the things that I need now. I just need to put them in the right spots. I'm good. I've got a little bit of a sore throat today, which is not great for streaming necessarily, but how are the dice coming? I think they're gonna be good. I've got, I think, all of my materials, so I'm just gonna start putting things into their little mixing cups. And I think we'll be good to go. So, you did resin dice for the first time ever last week. Super fun. Yeah, it is a lot of fun. How did it turn out? I'd love to see what you made. I always like seeing what people make. That's why I always push my Discord. It's just because I want to see what people made. Better than expected. Fair. I feel like dice can be difficult, but they're also fun. Someone, what about... Oh, thanks. I think I'm going to have about 10 milliliters. This is going to be a set of blank dice. So this set doesn't have any numbers on it or anything. They're just blank. and then they will fit inside of my other molds. And I'm going to fill them up about halfway, maybe a little bit less than halfway, and then I'm going to attach some handmade polymer clay inclusions to them and then put those into the molds. So it'll be like, I think it'll be easier that way than trying to pour the resin into the actual mold and then use tweezers to attach things. This way I can attach them to the little tiny pieces without having to work through a little tiny opening to do it. We're going to see how it goes. I haven't tried this before. So I think I'm going to need about 10 milliliters of resin. So how much pigment do I want for that? This one's not super like pigmented. I feel like some of my mica powders are more pigmented than others. So I'll add quite a bit to that. I do want it to be opaque, but I don't want the resin to be so oversaturated with the pigment that it's like kind of heavy, I guess. So we'll do that. We've got that all set up. That's all we're doing there. This set of dice, I've already done half of the dice in a shimmery dark green color. Oops, can't see it very well in there. I'll show you this one. Kind of a shimmery dark green color. And my original plan was to fill the other half with a whole bunch of gold glitter. And then after hemming and hawing for quite a while, for the last, how long we've been streaming? 15 minutes? I don't know. I've decided to fill it with a whole bunch of gold glitter, which was my original plan. Couldn't think of anything better. We debated doing like silver or copper, but I already have like some copper and green dice in my shop and stuff. So we're just gonna do gold. And so that's gonna take about 15. Ooh, yay! I'll have to take a look. I'll probably do that after the stream, just so you know. You can already see that I did something with a bunch of gold glitter. But yeah, this is gonna take probably about 15 milliliters. Let's do that in one of these mixing cups, because then I can actually look at how much resin I have in here. So a full set of dice takes about 30 milliliters. I've already done half, so I'm assuming 15 milliliters. And we're just gonna add a little bit of everything. We're probably gonna pour this set. You do balloon art. Oh, that's cool. You do balloon art. You'll try to find a pic of your dice because you gave them to your girlfriend. Ah! Oh, that's very sweet. Do you both play a lot of D&D? I feel like you do just because of your handle, considering it literally says dice in your username. But that is also a topic of conversation. Yes, those are the correct words. I said them and then they felt wrong when I said them. It's like, are those in the right order? It is also very common for people to talk about their current D&D campaigns in the chat here, because it's always fun hearing what people are doing. You don't, but you both play Magic. Ah, maybe they like Yahtzee. I feel like I was always really lucky at Yahtzee as a kid. I don't know how. Like, Yahtzee I feel like is all luck-based, if I remember correctly. It's been a long time since I've played. I don't know a lot about Magic the Gathering. My brother knows a little bit about it, I know. I'm pretty sure he's played. To be fair, he's also more of a D&D nerd than I am. But it looks fun. It's one of those things where it's just like, I don't think I want to get into that because I don't think I have the time. It's all about probability. Oh, okay. I played it like as a kid like twice, I feel like. But I feel like I was really lucky at it when I played. You've piqued Maggie's interest. Magic? Magic? No, Yahtzee. How helpful, Robbie. It's time consuming, but it's just like Pokemon. It's not that hard to get into or out of. That's fair. That's fair. I can see that. Okay, wait, I guess it's not, I'm worried about accidentally dropping glitter into my molds here, as if I'm not going to be putting this glitter into these molds in a minute anyways. Now, apparently, the sticker for, I haven't opened this before because the sticker for it is holding it closed. That's actually a poor design, because then I won't be able to figure out what this is. Man, it's been so long since I thought about Yu-Gi-Oh! I never really got into the like deck building type games. I'm now realizing why my brother likes Magic and stuff, because he likes deck building games. But man, I don't know. I've always yeah. But it's been a long time since I've thought about Yu-Gi-Oh! There we go. Now we can add a little bit of gold. This one's kind of a darker gold, which I thought was kind of fun. Kind of fun to mix it up. Yu-Gi-Oh's a terrible design. Ooh, are we having Yu-Gi-Oh drama in the chat? Oh wait, no. Sorry, both of your guys' names are red for me, and so I'm getting you guys mixed up. Do I have a stream schedule? Yeah, I stream every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then I tried... What? Oh, stretch. Time to stretch. And then I try to stream at noon Pacific Standard Time every Saturday. But that tends to get moved around a lot depending on other people's schedules and things. Which does remind me that I'm going to be streaming probably at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Saturday. You'll talk like this then. But yes, redeem stretch. So if you guys have been sitting for a while, not a bad idea for you to stretch either. Yeah, I'll probably be playing Minecraft on Saturday. Wednesday is my designated arts and crafts day, and then Saturday's kind of an up in the air day a little bit. Oh. I am looking at playing maybe some different video games. I just started doing things besides arts and crafts on stream. But I am looking at maybe doing some other video games, maybe some multiplayer games with a couple of other Dice Maker friends. So we'll see how that pans out. Okay, we've added a little bit of that. Let's do this kind of slightly bigger glitter. Do you stream Roll the Dice? I should just call you Dice. Do you stream Dice? That doesn't quite work. That gets confusing. Roll. We just call you Roll. I'm going to add a few of these huge gold glitters. You do? Oh, cool. What sort of stuff do you stream? You never got an invite to play games. I'm still figuring things out, okay? To be fair, Scryer is one of the people that I messaged and was like, do you want to play some sort of game together at some point? That seems like fun. I probably will be reaching out to Rocket League and... Oh, cool. Yeah, I kind of thought maybe since you had TTV in your name that you streamed, but I didn't want to assume. Okay. Ah, your mom streams art. That's cool. That makes sense. That makes sense. Oh, man, I should watch more streams. Okay, so we're gonna be doing a jumbo D20 here as a dirty pour, and so I need to get all my little mixing cups. We'll use I think we'll use this for the actual dirty pour. Oh, cool. What sort of art does your mom do? That's gonna be, I'm trying to figure out what I want my kind of base color to be. I think, so let's see, the color that I put in last is gonna end up kind of on the bottom. I'm gonna put all of the glitter into here. This is gonna be the one that we pour out of. We're gonna put all the other colors into this as well after we mix them up, and then pour this into the mold. And I might as well just put this, all the glitter and everything in here, and we'll mix that up in here. Ooh, realistic pencil drawings and paintings. That's very cool. I am not that skilled. Oh, she's an art teacher for kids. I've always said that if I was going to be a teacher, I'd want to be like an elementary school art teacher, because I love that age group because they're just so willing to like just create. I feel like. All right, so we've got that glitter. Let's add a little bit of this glitter. You don't know how she does it. Yeah, I feel like that takes a lot of patience and like practice. I don't have patience for practice, I guess. Let's add some of this dark purple glitter. That's probably plenty. They're willing to experiment. Yeah, exactly. Like, I want to get back some of that willingness to experiment. I'm a teacher of art right now. I mean, I guess kind of. I'm suddenly reminded of when I was debating trying to do some sort of math-themed stream. Just doing like a stream where I explain math concepts or do proofs. It's like, I'm sure that would be so boring, but I'm sure there's someone. Your dad teaches math. Hey, that's what my degree's in. I was gonna say that I bet it would be really boring, but also someone would like it. Well, it's kind of. My degree's technically general science with a focus in mathematics, but it's usually easier to just say I have a mathematics degree. He's an accountant, but loves math, so he just started teaching it. Cool. Yeah, I'm much more interested in using my fine arts minor than my math degree. That's for sure. Get a whiteboard and have at it. To be fair, I could see that being kind of cool, having like a stream where people can come in with like math questions. I feel like that could be cool in a weird way. Just like group tutoring sessions with a random person on the internet. That would take some, just hard to do. It might not be actually, because I have a drawing tablet, and so I could do it on like the computer. Set up like, have a face cam still, but then like set up on the computer to like write with the drawing tablet, maybe? I'm just thinking about this now. I hadn't thought about it until this moment, but now I'm thinking about it. It's like, oh, I probably could actually do that if I really wanted to. I bet I could figure that out. I think the only reason that I wouldn't do that, your dad streams Call of Duty. It's a good idea. I was gonna say the only reason that I wouldn't do it is because if, like, I'd have to figure out what I want to work on if, like, what I'd want to work on. I'd need to figure that out. What sort of math do I want to do? And also, I'm out of practice. I'd have to go remind myself, like, if people were going to ask questions, I'd have to go remind myself how to do calc and things. I don't remember. I don't remember all the rules for doing differential equations. Like, I don't remember. To be fair, I barely understood differential equations when I was doing them. Differential equations are weird. They're weird, man. They're weird. Okay, this one's going to be a mix of these two. And these are both kind of like a white with kind of a purple shimmer to them. And when they have a dark color behind them, they're just going to look purple. So it'll add kind of a fun shimmer effect, hopefully. And the reason I'm using both of them is that this one is like a kind of a pigment. Like, it's very, very fine. And then this one is more of like a glitter. So it'll be kind of a little glittery and also shimmery, which those might sound like they're the same thing, I guess, but it's kind of like bigger flakes, I guess. Well, this one's gonna be shimmery, but this one's gonna have more like little flecks, I guess. They are very similar. All right, add a little bit of that as well. I don't think we'll need very much. Oh, I need to think about this just a second. How much of each of these colors do I want? So I think I want mostly this maybe. So I'm okay. Jumbo D20 is 20 to 25 milliliters of resin. So I could do 5 milliliters of each because I have 4 different colors of resin that I'm going to be doing. I have my purple here, I have my blue here, and then I have this blue here. Could do 5 of each. Do I want the same amount of each though? I think maybe 2.5 of this one, and then more like 7.5 of maybe this one. Yeah, I think this one. So we don't actually need very much if we're just doing 2.5 milliliters. So I think that'll be plenty. I think we're good. You did a sky blue heart box with some silver flakes for your girlfriend. Ooh. That seems like a very nice combo. It sounds very sky. You said sky blue, but like this little bit of silver. That sounds very sky-like. Ooh. This is a multi-chrome flake, which means it's gonna try and get everywhere. It's so light. I might need to grab a new stir stick. I'm gonna grab a new stir stick. Stir sticks. I need to be careful not to breathe too hard at this. It's so very light. All right. Yeah, exactly. Reminds you. Yeah. Reminds you of clouds. That's kind of what I was thinking. How much of this do I want? We're gonna do about 5 milliliters. 7.5. A little bit more. She liked to see you were with it. Yeah. Alright, we got that, and that's going to be with this color. I'm going to start setting these off to the side. She liked it, so you were happy with it. That is the good metric, right? The person that you made it for was happy with it. So it turned out good. Okay. Got these. I'm trying to set things off to the side a little bit so that they are out of my way. Come on, turn the radio on. Wait. How did you end up with that? Oh, okay. I was like, wait a minute, how did you end up with that? I think I have it as one of my channel points things, don't I? That is because magic. Like, how did this happen? That came about because for a long time there, you're saving your points for a bonus stream. Oh, I'll be curious to know what you'd want for a bonus stream. I am glad that someone's doing it though. I am glad that someone's doing it. Okay, and this one's gonna be about 5. So a little bit of this. I think that'll be enough. Come on, turn the radio. Yes. I think that's all good. Put those there so that I can remember that I need to grab my white, which I have over here at the moment. It'll be a while. Yeah, fair. Fair. What did I set it at? I think I set it at whatever Scryer had hers at, because I was like, oh, that's a fun idea. What? Huh? Oh, 30. To be fair, that's one of those things where it's just like, I don't know. I don't know that I want someone who's just here incidentally to choose what I stream. But I'm gonna grab some of these little flakes. I need to figure out how I want to do this. Do I want to add all my flowers to the molds beforehand? Actually, I think I want to make some. Oh wow, the 11K. What do I have the 10% coupon? Oh, that's the wrong button. There we go, that's what I wanted to click on. To be fair, I have had people get the 10% off coupon a couple of times now for my shop, which is $1,500. How do I exit out of this? Oh, hi, Cardstick, how you doing? How are you doing? I'm just figuring out how I want to do this with the flowers. So I have a bunch of flowers here. Maybe I will add some of the kind of slightly larger, I need to figure out what I'm doing. I want to do coupon good. Yo, wow, you had 400,000 in someone's channel. You exclusively do the coupon. Have you redeemed it twice, Jen? Have you redeemed the coupon twice now? I don't actually know how long it takes to get thrice. Oh my! Jen's been here a while. You're showing everybody up. Alright, I think that's good. Let me set this. You live here. It's true. It's true. I come into your house and I call you out for being here too much. Okay. So this set, I want to do kind of purples and blue flowers, and then I want to do iridescent flakes with it. I need to figure out how I want to do that. Do I want to get all of the little tiny bits of flowers into a mixing cup with some of this and then mix it and pour it in? Do I want to put the flowers into the molds? Do I want to pour in the stuff with the iridescent flakes and then like put the flowers in? I think I'm going to need to do kind of a mix. I'm going to grab... Ooh. I'm now realizing that I have that purple, that pretty shimmery purple stuff, which I think is this. And I feel like that could be... We're going to add a little bit of shimmery purple because I like that. I think this will be pretty in there. You're starting a Discord server with your mom for artists to share pictures of art and build a big artist community. You can always shoot me a DM or in my Discord, if you go to the like promote yourself type, I think I have a channel that's just like promote yourself. You can put a link in there and then other people over on my Discord could go find it then too. Yes, it's very fluffy. I have a very nice fluffy sleeping bag that I put on the floor once the stream's over, because Jen will not let me out of her house. It's fine. I'm used to it at this point. Alright, add a little bit of this purple shimmer because I decided that that's pretty and I like it. Alright, I'm going to set that off to the side. So I've added a little bit of purple shimmer. I want to add some iridescent flakes. I'm going to add some of that. And it's going to be about 30 milliliters of resin. The cubes. You're talking about these cubes? You're talking about these? My molds? That's a good color. That is a good color. To be fair, I think my camera makes them a little bit more blue than they actually are in person, but I do like that color. I should do more with that color, to be honest. Alright, so there's iridescent flakes. We're going to add, I think, all of the little tiny bits of flour into here. And so that's going to get mixed up with the resin and poured in. Some of the larger flowers I think I'm gonna put into the molds before we pour anything. So I'm gonna take, you know, things of like this size and smaller. They look greener, but okay. I mean, all right. Okay, Mr. Colorblind. Yeah, they look greener to you. I wonder why. Okay, I'm gonna start pulling out some of the little tiny flower bits, and we're gonna put them all in here. Yes, I like all the purple bits, please. Yes, would you like to join? Purple. And some of the like flower petals and things that are a little bit more pinkish color, I like those too. I'm gonna break this one in half. Oh, thank you. Thank you. This is related to that, but so when I first started trying to sell things online, I didn't actually start with dice. What color is my sweater? It's kind of a off-white, kind of a tannish color. So kind of like a really light brown. Cream, yeah. Yeah. It's kind of like a, yeah. So you're not missing out on much with the color of my sweater. I was gonna say though, when I first started trying to sell things online, I was making soap, and I wasn't really trying too hard. I just kind of had an Etsy shop where I posted leftover soap that I didn't sell at like a bazaar. You see a light purple or gray. Oh, probably because it's a little bit like on the yellow leaning side. Chocolate, really light. It's like chocolate milk that you've mixed more milk into than chocolate. But I was gonna say, I just did not have like a strong sort of like aesthetic for my shop. I didn't really have a direction that I was going with how my shop looked or packaging or anything. And that's something that I've really enjoyed, but had a lot of trouble deciding on because I like so many things. I feel like this is something I was having a conversation with a different dice maker recently. Because I was like, hey, I have a suggestion for you, because I went and got some dice from them. I have a suggestion for you if you're open to it. And they're like, yeah. And I was like, I think you should figure out what the aesthetic of your shop is, because like more stretching. I need to up the thing on that. I guess it's time to stretch. If anybody's been sitting for a long time. But anyways, because like the box that they sent things in versus the like envelope that box was in versus like their business card, they felt like different. They were going to different parties. They were all dressed up, but they were all going to different parties. And like it's so hard to like pick an aesthetic, because like I love like you cracked your neck and back. I should probably just stand up for a minute. I love like, you know, iridescent things and bright colors and that sort of thing. And it's like I could go that direction. I could go more neutral tones. Do I want to go with like lighter pastels? Do I want to go with really bright colors? Do I want to go like glittery, or do I want to go like super matte? Like there's so many kind of directions that you could go when you're trying to like figure out an aesthetic. I finally, you know, I ended up with the name Alchemist's Attic, because that was when since I started making dice, I changed to that name. Once I had that name, it was a lot easier kind of figuring out what I wanted things in my store to look like. And I wanted to go with the kind of more neutral, kind of curio shelf, old scientist, that sort of kind of darker and more neutral, I guess, toned thing. So like all of my stuff is packaged in little glass jars and craft paper, you know, brown paper. And so then, of course, once I made my website, which I did fairly recently, I had to carry over that aesthetic as well. Which is, it's fun. It's fun now, you know, trying to kind of, you know, figuring out what matches kind of the aesthetic of my shop. But at the beginning, it's just like, I don't know what I want to pick. There's so many good options. I have a different dice maker friend who has kind of like a water sort of theme for her dice. And like, so she has like kind of fish scale packaging and uses a lot of like iridescent kind of things or holographic because it's kind of watery. And it's just like, see, it all matches really well. Pulling out some of my larger flowers here. Right. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. No, the packaging was really, so we did a dice trade, Maro and I did, like, the packaging was just like on point. It's just like, ooh, this is cool. I get little sneak peeks of like stuff too. Alright, I'm thinking, just trying to get some like purple. Where did I set? Here we go. I think I'm gonna add, I have some little forget-me-nots. Let's add some of these petals as well for a little bit more blue. I guess that's my problem. There's not a lot of, I can't talk. There's not a lot of blue, like blue things in nature. A lot of things are more purple. But let me pull these out. And then I can pour some of these blue petals in here. Here's a question for y'all, and it's maybe something that some of you have never thought about before. If you were going to have like a shop or something, what would you want the sort of aesthetic to be? Which is a hard question to ask, because it's just like, there's so many little pieces. What? Did I hear something? I think there's a cat outside. There's so many like little things that's hard to quantify, I feel like. I'm figuring out like an aesthetic. It's just like, okay, there's color and texture and like cultural connotation almost, and then like how patterned something is and what pattern something is. Get off of my tweezers. Adding some more of the really dark purple bits. I do want some more of the like purple in there, because I have kind of that pinkish purple, and I don't want it to be like mostly that pinkish purple. I just want a little bit of that pinkish purple. That's from the roses and the roses and the I don't know what these flowers are called. Ooh, like an outside forest theme. That could be really cool. It matches your username, Mountain Tree. That could be really cool. I had an idea for like an art piece at one point, and the idea was to set up a vending machine with like solar panels, but put it in like the middle of the woods and have the things in it be like rocks covered in moss and shells and like very nature themed things. I don't know, I thought that'd be really kind of strange. I think it'd be fun. Wholesome person, just maybe a warm and inviting theme. Okay, I can see that. I feel like, yeah, there's definitely like a vibe to make things kind of like warm and inviting. It would be fun. Oh, I want to do more, just for fun. I want to go just make more dice palettes where you go and you like use all of your dice and then like put them together for like characters and things. I don't have a ton of dice, to be honest, but that seems like fun. It's been a long time since I've done that. So we're gonna be doing about 30 milliliters. I'm trying to let me get all of the bigger pieces out. I'm gonna add some of the bigger pieces to the molds, I think, themselves. But let me get some of these things out, and I'm just gonna kind of dump this in, I think. I do like the aesthetic that I finally decided on for my shop. I need to, yeah. I've always liked like curio cabinets and stuff. I want to do, so this is kind of related to that. At one point my brother and I were talking about trying to figure out how to get jigsaw puzzles made, because we thought it would be cool to do like set up some really pixelated cyberpunk steampunk fantasy. Okay. Got a few old curio cabinets here. I have a barrister upstairs that I have full of curio, random things. But anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, my brother and I were talking about trying to figure out how to make jigsaw puzzles, and I haven't done it because it would be, I need to figure out how to do it. I don't know if there's any interest in it. Oh, like passed down through the family. I think I found mine on Craigslist. Probably. That's cool though. That's very cool. But yeah, I don't know if there'd be any interest or not. But we were talking about like trying to set up really complicated like scenes of like kind of curio type things or alchemist setup type things, because we're like, that could be cool as a puzzle. Sublimation blanks. What does that mean? Oh. Like, okay, so like blanks for making them? What are we talking about? What is a sublimation blank? I am not knowledgeable in the ways of whatever that was in context to. Alright, do we have enough puzzle blanks? Oh, okay, for sublimation printing to create your own puzzle. I see. I'll have to look into that, yeah, because if I wanted to, like, send an image to a manufacturer, you know, it'd be more cost effective to get a bunch, like, per puzzle it'd be more cost effective to get a bunch, but then also you'd want there to be a market for it. But maybe that would be more of a way to go, I don't know. But I do think that it'd be fun to make puzzles. I mean, I have, I think one of my most recent posts on social media was a puzzle that I made for my mom for Christmas, which was fun. I went and took like a blank puzzle. It was kind of blank. It was from like an old art kit type thing. And then I painted on it with acrylics. It turned out good. At least, you know, not to toot my own horn, except that I am. I think it turned out good. Alright, I think that's gonna be where we kind of end up. There's like not a ton of like blue in there. It's a little bit more purpley. But that's okay. Let's add a little bit of these. I think these are a little bit more blue. It's me though. I'm like, that's the thing, like, I feel like any new thing, there's always like risk with trying something new, like, at least like monetarily and stuff. It's you see, like, it's a miracle that I'm actually making dice to sell. I spent so much time trying to decide whether I wanted to get dice blanks or not dice blanks, master dice, so that I could make my own molds. Because it's just like, oh, they're expensive. I don't know. I'm not planning on selling them. So I don't know why I would. Until finally I was just like, okay, fine. I'll just get masters made. You can buy a puzzle blank that you can sublimate print onto doing a single puzzle. A sublimation printer is a thing to print your image, then press sublimate onto the blank. Let me make a note. Let me make a note of what that's called, because I will forget. Because that seems like something that would have maybe more of an upfront cost, but then I could then make things to fit a demand more so. I'll have to look into it. Okay. So, do I want to add any of these bigger pieces? That's the real question. I've got some kind of like bigger-ish flowers. Oh, these ones actually I can just break off. These are smaller flowers. They can go in. If I can get them to break off nicely. Requires a sublimation printer. Oh, about $800, and a sublimation press about $700. Yeah. Yeah. Still something that'd be fun to look into. Probably won't do it, but something that'd be fun to look into. Yeah, I'll take 20 of each. Do I want to put a rose? I could put one in maybe the D20. That could be kind of fun. Oh, let me cut off this back part anyways, either way. So it's just going to get in my way. Okay, I do have... Oh, you could do t-shirts and other things with that setup. Oh, okay. See, that could be cool then too. I will have to... I don't know much about that at all. I am actually going to go Google that though after this, because now you have my curiosity piqued. I think maybe I won't do the white flower. I don't think I need a white flower. I need more blue. Clipboards, fabric bags. That could be cool. That could be very cool. Yeah, that could definitely be cool. All kinds of things. No, this is, what did I write down? Did I write down sublimation printer? I'm now very curious. I am gonna go look that up after this. I think we'll hold off on those white ones, but do I want to add kind of a purplish rose to the D20? Might as well, right? I might as well add kind of a purplish rose to the D20. I think that'll be good. All right, I think. Oh, your wife does it with mugs. On a different type of press, she has a press for the puzzles too, and she sells a lot of coasters with it. Oh. Well, see, this is good, because then if I did end up getting one, I could just bother you about it. No, okay, cool. Yeah, no, yeah, cool. All right, I think we've got that figured out. Oh, okay. Oh, awesome, awesome. Do I have, I need a mixing cup for the, I do need a mixing cup for the last piece over here, and then I have two more little things. I need to do two more red blanks, a D10 and a D4, because I knew this was going to happen, and it happened, but this D4 definitely did not turn out. So it has a red blank in there. I've realized now that I could have done it with just red resin, but I've already done the other ones. I need more, so I'm going to do a red blank D10 and a red blank D4, so I can finish off that set. I have the rest of the set. The D10 actually turned out all right. Just had one little flake of gold glitter in it that from a different set I was pouring the same day. You're comfy in your bed watching from your phone. Oh no. Wait. Are those two separate thoughts or are those the same thought? Are you saying, oh no, you're comfy? But, you know, I know what pigment I use. I just need to make a couple of red blanks. So that should be easy enough to do. I have so much resin scrap here. I really should do something with that. I should make something big and then just throw a whole bunch of my resin scrap in. Two thoughts. Oh, okay. And then throw a whole bunch of resin scrap in there. Because I feel like, yeah, I need to do something. I need something to use all that resin scrap, or I should just, oh no, to the die. Yeah. Oh, here's the D10 actually, and the D10 turned out fine, except that, let's see if I can show you. Let's see if I can get it so you can see. There you go. See that little flash of gold there? I got one little piece of gold glitter in there on accident. It's just like, I'm remaking the D4 anyways. I might as well just also remake the D10. So that's going to be for that. And then I need one to pour the red. Do I have one that's just kind of clean? I need to get some more of these little mixing cups. That one will work. All right, so that one's gonna be the red. This one's gonna be our kind of purplish pinkish color. And I think that is all of our cups ready to go. Let me just clean out a mixing cup here. And then we can pour some resin. Because I never have the forethought to actually clean this out before I stream. To be fair, I was running around making myself hot cocoa before the stream. I feel like that's more important than having a clean workspace. Let's be real here. Gotta have the hot cocoa. Gotta have the hot cocoa. So to clean this, I'm just gonna use a little bit of packing tape. I have turned it inside out. Oops. If I can get the packing tape to actually come off all in one piece. There we go. Get all the little resin bits off my finger too. But I've turned it inside out. I'm using a little bit of packing tape because it will adhere to all those little tiny resin bits better than the silicone adheres to all those little tiny resin bits, and pull them off. Was there marshmallows in it? No, but I did have whipped cream on top. I could have gone for the marshmallow, the hot cocoa with little tiny marshmallows in it, but I went for the hazelnut hot cocoa instead. It was just sounding good to me. Normally though, I'd have the kind with the little tiny marshmallows in it. I like those little tiny marshmallows so much, they're so good. That is like the best kind of hot cocoa, is the kind with the little tiny marshmallows in it. But I did have whipped cream on top. All right, this is starting to look good. All right, before we turn it right side out, let me just put this around the inside a little bit. Yeah, my brother got my mom some different hot cocos for Christmas, and he pulled out all the hazelnut ones because she's allergic, so we ended up with all the hazelnut ones. She's like, all right, sweet. You have a huge bag of marshmallows and added a bunch to yours last night. I think I have some, like, Lucky Charm marshmallows in a bag with my hot cocoa in the cupboard that are literally there so that they can be added to hot cocoa if we so choose. I forgot they were there. I actually went and cleaned out that cupboard yesterday because I got tea. I got tea for Christmas because I like tea. You know, it's not surprising that I ended up with tea, but it means that I had like no room in my tea cupboard. Tea and cocoa. I think there's some instant coffee in there too, but I went and sorted through that last night and I found the bag that had Lucky Charms marshmallows in it. Alright, I think that's good. We gotta mix and cut. Ta-da! Alright. So, make sure I have a star sticker here. My workspace isn't a mess. I don't know what you're talking about. My workspace is perfectly clean. Alright, let me grab my safety equipment and we can pour some resin. So let's grab some gloves. Oh, I might need to order some more gloves at some point. I just opened this box, but. And a respirator. I did just order new cartridges for this thing because it needs them. Ooh, my hair is getting so long, I need to cut it. It's getting into my face. I'm gonna hold it back with the respirator. Alright, I'm gonna be a little bit muffled for the rest of the stream. I'm gonna sound a bit like this. I'll try to speak as clearly as I can. But I'd rather be safe. Rather be safe than sorry. Alright, let us grab our resin. So I'm going to do 100 milliliters of resin. Alright, have a good night, Robbie. Thanks for stopping by. Alright, so I'm going to do 50 milliliters of this and then 50 milliliters of part B. I'm going to be going kind of quiet for a second here because I can't pour and talk at the same time or we'll have a mess. So feel free to chat amongst yourselves. I'll be right back. And there's that. This is an aesthetic for a website, gloves, mask, respirator, resin. You like that one? Perfect. Yes, my aesthetic is safety. Welcome to OSHA. Okay, let me pour part B here, which is the hardener, and I'll be right back. Alright, there's that. And now we stir. Safety's a good choice? Yeah, I think so. To be fair, pretty sure I've talked about this. When I first started doing resin, I was not safe about it. But yeah, when I first started doing resin, I was not safe about it. I didn't use gloves or a respirator. I did have better ventilation at that point, but still. And I found out later that you can get like kind of like a serious allergic reaction to it if you don't use proper safety equipment. And I think that it might be that I've found that if I'm around uncured resin now without a respirator, or if I get some on my hands and like, you know, it gets on my skin, like my eyelids get really, really dry. It's very strange. Like they don't hurt or anything, but it's like leather. And it's such a strange thing. And it's not like super unpleasant, but it's just like weird. So at this point, I'm just like, I don't want to mess up my lungs or anything like that. I'd rather just wear the respirator and be kind of hard to understand. That is why I don't play music on my stream. I do think I want to maybe figure out music for video game streams or something, but I might go figure out Pretzel Rocks. But yeah, that's part of the reason I don't play music on my stream, is because I figure I'm hard enough to understand with the respirator on. I don't want to add another set of sounds there to make it even more difficult. Oh, I am gonna, let's see, this will take a minute, so we can chat for a bit. It's all cloudy at the moment, and I can see like streaks in it where like the light's kind of like bouncing off of different areas in there, so I can tell it is not mixed. I want it to be completely homogeneous. I want there to be no streaks in there at all. So I'm going to keep stirring. I'm going to scrape the sides so that nothing gets stuck there. It'll take a minute. Scrape that off. I could probably still be safer than I am. Like, you know, tomorrow during the day, things will still be technically curing, but I'll probably come in here to go check on the things that are polishing without a mask on. And that sort of stuff. Like, I could definitely still be safer, but I figure that I just don't want to do any, like, long-term lasting damage to my lungs or something. That seems like it would be a poor decision on my part. Alright, we're getting a little bit closer. You can kind of see it's not nearly as cloudy now. You can see into it a little bit more. There's still a whole bunch of streaks in there though. So we're going to continue to mix until all of those are gone. There's a couple of things that there's three main things I think of. Our Peanuts adult conversation or free use sound. I can make those. I have a trombone in the other room. The sound of a person wearing a respirator. That would be really funny, actually. If for one stream, I just like played Peanuts adult sounds instead of my voice once I put the respirator on. It didn't say anything. But no, I could totally make those too, because I do have a trombone. I haven't played in years, but I have a trombone. I've been thinking of getting, like, going and pulling out my old trombone and, like, cleaning it and messing around with it again. So, you know, that'd be fun. Yeah, no, that's just a trombone and a plunger. It's seriously a plunger, like the kind you would normally use in your toilet. You get a clean one and you take the, like, rod off, and then, like, you hold it kind of like in front of the bell where the sound comes out, and you go like this, and that's how you get that wah wah sound. It's just straight up a plunger. Fun fact. So now whenever you hear that sound in Peanuts, you'll know that it's a plunger in front of a trombone. It gets used in jazz sometimes. to get kind of that wah sound. We're getting closer. I'm starting to see few and fewer streaks. Let me make sure there's none of like part A or part B just stuck to the stir stick here, because that can happen too. I'm going to wipe that off, and we'll stir everything together. I'm going to scrape the sides some more, scrape the bottom. I'm trying not to put too much like air in here, but a little bit of air is fine, because these are going to be going into my pressure pot, which should help mitigate some of those bubbles. I think there's still a little bit of streaks in this. We're going to continue to stir. Oh. I did have it pointed out at one point too that I probably could get a better microphone for here, because I know that my mic here isn't great. I'm literally using the mic that's built into the webcam that I'm using. But it's one of those things where it's just like, I don't know what I want to get. I was having this conversation with my brother yesterday. I'm like, I am just not interested in technology at all. Like, microphones and stuff, I'm just like, just tell me what to get. I don't want to have to try and research what's the best for what scenarios. Someone tell me what's the best for my scenario. That was, it's funny, yeah. I don't know why I worked IT for 5 years. I have no interest in technology. This is why I went to my grandma when I was like, I need a new router. What do you suggest? My grandma's the big techie in my family. She's the one that is always like researching all of the new tech stuff. When I got an iPod Shuffle in 8th grade, yeah, I think I got an iPod Shuffle in 8th grade, which will tell people how old I am, I guess. She's the one that I went to for help figuring out how it worked. Marching band nerd, hey! Alto, tenor, and bass, sax, clarinet, trumpet, trombone, tuba, things. Nice! Very cool. Do all the different instruments, both woodwinds and brass. I only ever did trombone, and then like a little bit of baritone, which is basically the same thing as trombone, and just valves and not a slide, but I was never great at trombone. Hey, auxiliary percussion and viola. I haven't done that for at least 20 years now. I know, it's been like 7 years probably since I've played trombone, maybe? Maybe a little, probably about 7 years. But you could at one point. Oh, thanks for following, Addie. Glad you could come join us. I'm just finishing, I think, getting my resin stirred. It's looking pretty good. I'm not seeing too many streaks in here. Let me just scrape the sides and the bottom one more time. And I think it might be good. I'm not seeing any streaks in here. Oh, I was going to say before, there's like 3 main things I think of that can cause the resin not to set up properly. One of them is moisture. So if you have like water in there, it'll cause problems. Another is getting the amounts wrong. So if you add too much of part A or part B, you have problems. And then the third thing is just not mixing enough. Because if you have a spot where there's just like a big glob of part A or part B, it's not going to have enough of the other part next to it that it actually cures, and you'll end up with a sticky spot. And we don't want sticky spots. So let's make sure that that's mixed completely. I think we are good though. I'm not seeing any like streaks in there. That's usually my indicator. Oh, that's so sweet. Well, welcome. Yeah, I really enjoy working with resin. It's a lot of fun. What sort of art do you do? Let's see here. Yep, I think we're good to go. I'm going to start dividing these off into my little mixing cups so that we can get things poured. Alright, so this one we're going to do about 10 milliliters. This is for our blanks. Is this your mom roll? Hello, hi back, I'm Liz. But this is for our blank molds, and I'm just gonna fill them up about halfway, So I'm going to be using these as kind of like a base to then put other things on top of. Oh, never mind. You see, it makes... Oh, really? Okay, yes. Yeah. I don't know who this is. Yeah, Roll mentioned earlier that you do like realistic pencil drawings, and I'm like, I would not have the patience for that. The funny is, I love painting, but I feel like I'm better at painting than I am at drawing. I like painting. Alright, so we're going to do about 10 milliliters of this, since we only fill these up about halfway. Maybe even like 7.5-ish. Okay. You've tried resin, you're not very good at it. I feel like, I mean, that's fair. You can be good at the pencil drawings and I'll be good at the resin. I feel like resin's one of those things that can just be fun though too. Like, you don't have to be good at it. You can just dump a whole bunch of glitter in, like go hog wild, and like, who cares? I guess it's the same with drawing too. Like, you don't have to just be good at it for it to be fun. Oh, we could do a coaster. That could be fun actually. Yeah, I'd enjoy that. Perfect deal. All right, cool. Everyone is just trying this resin, hard thing to master. I feel like one of the fun things about resin is that there's so many different things you can do with it. And so like there's always something new to try or learn. That's one of the things I really enjoy about working with resin, is like I can always try something different. Like there's always something new to figure out. It's tough. I'll just sit over here. I don't find, okay. I guess I've been doing it for a while. I'm like, I don't know, it's resin, it's fun. Oh no! Ah! Aha! I caught it! I caught the resin that I almost spilled. We're gonna put that in there. Perfect. No one saw anything. I'm not streaming. You didn't see anything. I didn't actually spill it all over the place though. I didn't get any on the thing, the table. I have a pressure chamber. You saw nothing. I have a pressure chamber, so I will be curing these under about 40 psi of pressure. And that will take all of the air bubbles in here and squish them down like really, really small so that they can't be seen. But like if you don't have that, and even with that, if there's a ton of air in there, it can cause problems. But if you don't have that, yeah, it can be hard to get the air bubbles out. Especially with the kind of molds that I use, where they have lids on them. There's no place for the air to escape. So it doesn't work well unless I do it in the pressure pot. But there's different kinds of resin. Some resins are really liquidy. Some resins are more like thicker. I use more of a thicker resin, so I end up with more air in it. But it varies. But yeah, that's the thing with dice, I guess, is that you don't want bubbles in them. Like other things, if there's a little bit of air, it's not a huge deal, but with dice, you want them to be weighted correctly. So if you have a whole bunch of air at one end, that side's going to be lighter. Let me figure out how much I have here. I want 30 milliliters there. Let's see. Okay, so I'm figuring out how much of each of these I want. I want about 7.5 of this, I think. I'm trying to figure out percentages in my brain. I want it to be mainly that, I think, and then we're going to do about 2.5 of this. And this is going to be kind of like a shimmery white, but it actually has purple in there, so when it has a dark background, the purple will show through. There's about 2.5 of that. About 5 of this. And then I don't know how much I accidentally spilled in here. Probably, we'll say 2.5. And let's go down to about a little tiny bit more. I'm going to go down to my next line so that I can figure out how much I need to put in there, actually. It'll make it easier anyways. Hopefully I have enough resin here. How much do I have left? 30. Yeah, I think I'm going to have just enough resin, actually. So I think that's probably good. I'll add a little tiny bit more here, just in case. Because it's kind of in between 20 and 25 milliliters for the jumbo die that I'm doing. I'm doing a big D20. And I don't know the exact amount really that's needed. So it's like, do I want a little bit extra? Do I need a little bit more? Do I need a little bit less? All right, let me see here. I need about 30 milliliters here. So I'm going to go down to about 20. Let's see, do I ever have customers ask me to put odd things in resin, like toenails you'd like to place an order? I've done little animal bones that someone found. That was fun. I've done 50. Okay. The strangest thing that I've probably put into a set of dice was cat hair. And those are sitting in a box behind me because I didn't make those for anybody. I was literally just peer pressured by chat into doing that. It's a running joke here that there's complimentary cat hair with every set of dice, because I end up with cat hair everywhere. I have 4 cats. More. Yeah, exactly. Every set of dice has a little bit of cat hair in it. I mean, I try to avoid getting cat hair and things, but I'm pretty sure I bring it in on my sweater. I did wash this sweater recently, though, so maybe there's less cat hair on it. I don't think I've cuddled my cats in this sweater since I washed it, but when you have 4 cats, it really does not matter. I might need a little bit more in there, but let's put our 15 in here, and then we'll do our little bit of red, and then we'll go back to that one. I get, the story behind that emote is I get a lot of D&D players in here because I make dice, and so we chat like people's D&D campaigns quite often. 15. Alright, I think 15 milliliters is going to be plenty for that, and then I need a little bit for this red. Let's say 5. About 5 milliliters. And then we'll put a little bit more in here, if we can. So I think this one might need a little bit more. And then I'm going to leave the last dregs of it in here in case we need it for one of these other ones. So I'm not going to scrape it out or anything. I might need that resin for something. I'm just going to leave it in there for now. We'll come back to it if we need it. Alright, let's see, what do we want to do first? Let's do our red blanks first. Some of these ones, like I actually want it to be a little bit thicker, so might as well do this one. Let me add a couple drops of red. I didn't grab a stir stick for this. Yeah, these are to go, if you just arrived, these are to go with a different set of dice that I've already made. The D4 and one of the D10s didn't turn out quite right though. So I'm repouring the inserts for those so I can redo them. I have the, here you can see here's the D4 that didn't turn out. It ended up with, you can see in the bottom there. So I'm going to redo this one. And then the D10, the other D10, it turned out fine, like physically, but I got a little bit of gold glitter in there on accident, which none of the other dice have, so we're just going to redo that without the gold glitter. Alright. I think that's probably good. Hopefully I've gotten the amount of red right. Like the what's the word I'm looking for? The amount of pigment. What is the word that I'm looking for? Saturation. That's the word I'm looking for. Hopefully I got the saturation of the red right. I feel like that's the... And I've got the hue. I guess hue has to do with darkness and light, doesn't it? So I guess maybe that would also work, but in this context. But I know it's the same red that I'm using. I just want to make sure that I added the right amount. So I guess we'll find out. All right. I think that's enough of that. And then I'm going to spritz these down with a little bit of rubbing alcohol, because that'll help pop the surface tension and some of the bubbles on top. Some people will use like a lighter or something. I'm going to set these also on. This right here. I'm going to set these on this tray. This is what I usually use to put things into the pressure pot. So I'm just going to set them on here for now, out of the way. Don't need that. And actually, since I'm moving things over anyways, I'll move this over here, out of my way, and we'll do these. This is, this set I've done a bunch of layers. You can kind of see some of the different colors and stuff in the D2. But I've done a bunch of layers, and I'm on to my final layer, which is exciting. And it's going to be kind of a reddish purple color. I'm going to make it opaque if I can. That's maybe a little bit more white than I meant to add, but that's okay. It'll be fine. It's fine. I'm going for, yeah, kind of this pinkish purple color. I'm going to mix this up and we'll see if we need to add a little bit more of either the white or the pink purple, red purple, purple red, red purple, red violet. We'll go with red violet. That sounds better than red purple. And actually, I think I do need a little bit more of that because it's not very bright. I want more color in there. I think maybe it is opaque enough for me. I do want it opaque. And part of the reason that I want it opaque is because I don't want to see the color underneath it. Because that could then kind of discolor it. You know, it'd make it harder to see what color it is if you can see the other color through it. That's something I have to take into account sometimes when I'm doing like two swirled colors. Is like, if I want it, it'd be more difficult to swirl, say, orange and blue together if they were translucent, because then if you see blue in front of the orange in front of blue, you're going to get brown. Whereas if they're both opaque, if you have the orange in front of the blue, you just see orange. Or if you have the blue in front of the orange, you just see, yeah, blue in front of the orange, you just see blue. Did I say that correctly? Did I forget one of those? Okay. So this is kind of the same thing going on here. I think, I don't know if it's opaque enough for, I'm adding another drop of white. I don't want to add too much pigment because it can cause curing issues. You know, I was talking about moisture before. It shouldn't. This should be fine. These are alcohol inks, but if you add too much, it can make it a little bit soft or make it take longer to cure. I just want it to be a little bit more opaque, though. Alright. Alright, I think this is going to be good. This is going to be good. I wanted kind of this muted reddish purple. I think this is good for what I'm going for. Alright, and yeah, I think that looks pretty good to me. Is it bright enough? I don't know, is it bright enough? We're gonna add one more drop of the red purple. And then I'm not adding any more. That's it. It's had its chance. I want it a little bit brighter though. The white kind of mutes it a bit. I didn't do much. Alright, we're calling it good. We're calling it good. Alright. And I'm just going to fill these up because this is the last layer, which is exciting. So I will try to, you know, assuming things turn out and I like them, I'll probably post photos of things in the Discord tomorrow. That's usually what I do. With the dice that I've made on stream, I'll post photos in the Discord the day after. That is the thing with like doing resin, I feel like, on stream. Is like, we don't get to see how it turned out at the end of the stream or anything. It's just like, well, they're made. Can't actually see how they turned out until tomorrow, but they exist now, I guess. Hopefully. Alright. I think we have the perfect amount. Alright, and I've got a little bit left in here, which is good, because I want to put a little bit on the lids. So because these are going to be going into a pressure chamber, I want to have a little bit of extra resin. So I want these to dome. When can we see how these turned out? I'll post photos of them probably tomorrow night in my Discord. That's usually if I've made them on stream, that's when and where I'll post them, is once I unmold them, which is like 24 hours. I have to let them cure for 24 hours before I can unmold them, roughly. And that's usually where I'll post photos. Okay. Yeah, if you want photos of me working on things, my Discord's a place to go. That's where I usually will post things like, guys, what color should I ink these? Or something. Alright, so anyways, since these are going to be going into a pressure pot, and we're going to be taking all the air bubbles and squishing them down really small, we need resin to fill in where that air was. So I want there to be a little bit of extra resin, which is why I overfill these a little bit. And I'm also going to add a little bit to the lids so that we don't get any air bubbles trapped like in the numbers between the lid and the base. Especially the ones with like the zeros. Like zeros and 8s and stuff, they like to get air trapped in their little airy, I don't know what to call it. Their little holes, I guess. So I want to make sure that I add some resin to that. Which is what I'm doing right now. And then we will set these off to the side with the red ones to sit for a little bit while and let things come to the surface. I'm realizing now that this is going to be kind of backwards to the others, but that's okay. And any of these need a little bit more. Now this one actually has a little flake of resin sitting on top. Let's get that off so that the lid can sit flat. Alright, I think these are looking pretty good. Let me set these off to the side. And we'll let all the air rise to the surface on those and probably spray them down a little bit more. Next up, let's do these. These are the blanks, so there's no numbers in these. They're going to go inside of my dice with numbers. And I just want to fill them up halfway, because these are going to be kind of like little platforms for me to then attach some polymer clay items to. Some little tiny polymer clay inclusions that I made. Actually, I need to make a couple more, I think, for this set. I'm hoping that I won't spoil it. I'm hoping that the set turns out good, because I think it could be really cool. But we'll see. I'm just trying to add a little bit, maybe about halfway up, but you know, it doesn't even need to be that high probably. I just want enough that it'll kind of hold things in place. I don't want it so high that I don't have room to put things on top of it though, since that's the whole point. So that's kind of where I'm trying to make enough that it will hold its shape, but and it'll be noticeable, like you can see it and everything, and it doesn't look like out of place. But I don't want it so tall that I then can't put, like there's no room on top of it. So we might add a little bit more to like the D20 and the D12. The D4, this one's fun. We're just going to add a drop, I think, in here. I want to add a little bit, one more drop. Okay. I think I'm going to have a bit of this resin left over, which is fine. We can make something interesting out of it. Let's see. And a little tiny bit more to the D20. The D20 and the D12 take quite a bit more resin than the other ones, so adding a bit there is actually going to work out better. Alright, for the D2, I think I'm going to kind of try and put it over on like this corner, and I'll put this at a little bit of an angle, so that hopefully it kind of stays in that corner and doesn't spread out over the whole thing, and then I can kind of have the stuff coming up from it that direction. How are things looking? Do the things have enough? I think that's enough. I don't actually need that much resin. I only went about a third up instead of halfway up, maybe. So we've got a bunch of leftover resin here now, which is fine. That works out. And these ones, I have the lids off the side. Okay. These ones I'm just going to set off to the side for now. These are going to get stacked on top of the other ones since they don't have lids. So we'll set those over there for now. Okay, let's see here. Got that left over. What do I want to do next? So it's usually best to do glittery things, things with a lot of glitter, towards the end when the resin is getting thicker, and it's harder for the glitter to sink, because glitter will try to sink. And the thing is, all of these kind of have that. I think maybe I'm going to do this one with the flowers next, because I think the flowers are going to try to float, but that's okay. I don't think there's anything in here that's going to try and sink too much. As long as there's enough flowers in all of them, it shouldn't be an issue. Because yeah, the big D20 is going to have glitter in it, and then this one I could do now. This one I could do now, because it's not a huge deal if the glitter does sink. Oh, come on, get out of there. I'm going to try and make some silicone layer shapes for layer pours. Might be cool to add some shapes into the colors. Silicone. Oh, so like a silicone mold that is just like a layer of the dye? Is that what you're saying? I'm not quite sure I understand what you're saying. Alright, let's see here. Yeah, I think let's do the flower one next. I'm going to put this in here. This is like a whole rose. Sorry, I'm just going to add the color to this now before I forget. I'm moving things off to the side, and I don't want to like forget what everything goes with. I'm just going to add this now. This is a dark blue with some multichrome flakes in it. Although I don't know how multichrome they're looking. They're looking just pretty blue. I might have added too much blue pigment. Oops, that's okay. And this is kind of a reddish purple with a bunch of glitter. So this is the glitter. Oh, so when you do dice that are more than one layer, put silicone layer on top to shape the way the pour cures. Oh, that sounds interesting. That sounds interesting. So like, and then you remove the silicone and you fill that area with resin, basically. That sounds really interesting. So that's cool. That's very cool. I'd love to see how that turns out. That sounds really cool. All right, let's do the flower ones. I think we're gonna do the flower one here first. So this has a bunch of like purple and kind of purplish blue and some kind of pinkish purple flowers in it. And we're just going to fill these with this. It has some iridescent flakes, has some kind of purple-ish glitter, and it has all those flowers. And I just want to make sure that all of these get a little bit of floral in them, at the very least. So I'm going to go through and just add a little bit to each die, just to make sure that each one gets some flowers. And some iridescent flakes. Okay. Try not to make too big of a mess. It's not like this is the neatest way to do this, I suppose. I'm just like glorping it in there. But it works, at least for now. It gets a little bit harder to do this once the resin gets really thick, actually. But that's D2. The D2 I might actually want to add a little bit extra to. The D2 is always interesting because it's so thin, things appear kind of lighter in it. And so you almost need more in the D2 to make it appear the same as the rest if it's translucent. Because with the thicker ones, you're looking through like basically more layers. And so you're seeing more of the items. So I want to make sure that the D2 looks like it's not super barren, I guess. Alright, let's put that rose into the D20. Got a rose in here. Let's try and hopefully there's not too much air in it. Alright. And then we can start filling these up the rest of the way. And I'm going to go through and try and do it kind of evenly again, because I want to make sure everything has stuff in it. Because as I'm getting down to the bottom here, it's more and more resin and less flowers and the like. I want to make sure that all of these get some flowers and some flakes. Flowers and flakes. Oh gosh. Hey, hey Jen. Jen, are you here? Can you block this? I'm a little sticky at the moment. I can do it if I need to, though. I do like the thing that they've added, like, I feel like they added it fairly recently, the, like, first time chat from viewer. I don't know why, but I feel like that's just kind of nice. That does make it, like, a little bit kind of easier to spot things. Well, I don't know if Jen's here. I know. I'm trying to oh man. My Just a second. My controls here are being funky. My stream manager isn't actually loading.